Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Star Wars Expanded Universe. Now redubbed Legends. My hair's super awful right now. Hopefully I'm gonna get a haircut soon. My hair doesn't get long, but it's just thick. And it's just gross and itchy and doesn't look nice, so why even keep it? Today, we have Junior Jedi Knights. I'm not even going to really have a spoiler section for this. I mean, there's some things I have to say, but these books are so small. Like, you have Young Jedi Knights, which is, like a young adult, teenager and up book, I feel like. This is, like, for teenagers and kids, like, right before middle school. And I don't know. I just don't have too much to say. So if you consider the stuff I mentioned spoilers, then there's spoilers. So if you're watching these, you're probably a fan of these books. Otherwise, I'll warn you if I say something that's like really important to the plot. You know what? Overall, this is what I'll say about the entire series. There's 6 books of Junior Jedi Knights. They focus on Anakin solo instead of Jason and Jaina solo. The timeline's kind of messed up on exactly where this fits. Some people say this takes place during the Lost Ones and lightsabers. Or no, just the Lost Ones where they're not. Oh yeah, and lightsabers where they're kind of away, because in lightsabers they're over in Haps for a bit, and Lost One is there. And some people say this takes place, after the 6 books that I read and before the second half of the series of Young Jedi Knights. I don't know, but I'm putting it right here because that's what Matt Wilkins did, so that's what I'm doing. I feel like there's so little to talk about that I just decided to talk about all 6 books here. Overall, these are fine children's books. They are not as good as Young Jedi Knights, or at least stuff that I've read so far. They are probably not going to be as good as the Jedi Apprentice and Jedi Quest series that I'll get to in the future. It's just kind of okay. It's whatever. It's there. If you want to see Anakin solo before he is in New Jedi Order, because a lot of stuff's going to happen in New Jedi Order, and if you just want more of Anakin, you'll get that here. Although he's a bit different than he probably will be in New Jedi Order because he's younger here. The greatest addition that this book has given us is that it's given us Tahiri, who is another amazing female character. There was no amazing females in the Star Wars Expanded Universe. There was no amazing females in Star Wars till we got Rey. But then I can list example after example after example after example after example after example of strong female characters in Star Wars if we just look at the movies and the Expanded Universe. So, but yeah, Tahiri is an amazing new character. I can't wait to see, what else they have to offer in the New Jedi Order. They have a good friendship. We learn about a bunny Jedi, essentially, which was funny. And yeah, overall, I say it's a pretty okay series. Do you need this in your life? Especially with how hard it is to come by if you're going to actually pay for it? Then no, it's not worth your time. But if you care enough to spend that much money on it for a children's book, or you want to go find it somewhere online for, free, then maybe check it out. Especially if you've read everything else in the EU. I'm a stickler for chronological order, so I have to keep going like this. But I definitely would not let this be your first entry into at least for me, into your Star Wars Expanded Universe. But, yeah. And I want to get into spoilers now if you don't want that. Bye-bye. Okay. First one, Junior Jedi Knights. These are written by, the first 3, not all 6. The first 3 are written by Nancy Richardson. And the first book is The Golden Globe. We learn about Tahiri, who is this human that was raised by Tusken Raiders, and now she has shown Force potential, so now she's going to be at the Jedi Academy where she'll befriend Anakin. she has a dream that she sees her. She's had a dream like for a long time in her life where she's just seen her on a raft going to drown, which is weird because she's never seen water before going to Yavin. And then when she gets there and she meets Anakin, she now dreams about him being in there. He chalks it off to, oh, well, you just met me, so that's why that happened. But no, it's destiny. They have to go together across Yavin 4 to get to a specific place. There's an ancient Sith temple, which is housing Ikarit, which is the like, what is it, like 400-year-old Jedi or something like that, but he's like a bunny type of looking thing, and he's guarding this golden globe, and so there's this whole thing with the mystery of the globe, and maybe there's these ancient Masasi people, or spirit of children living there, because Exar Kun was a terrible person. And lastly, Anakin in this first book, he feels he must live up to his family name. He's got, Luke Skywalker, the most important Jedi of this era, and that's his uncle. And then his mom is chief of state, his dad is, a hero of the rebellion. So he just has a lot on his plate there. We move on to book 2, Lyric's world. We meet a girl named Lyric, who is, wouldn't you know, she's part of a race of people called Melody, or something like that, because musical, for some reason. Tahiri, you're changed into a fish, or whatever she said. Basically, this new friend that they meet in this book, she is. You start out looking more like a person, and as you get older, you start turning into like a half fish, half person thing, kind of like a mermaid, something like that. I don't know exactly what I was supposed to envision there, but she has to get back to her place, otherwise she's going to suffocate and die on, the planet. She has to go back to her place and stuff. So they're there to help her do that. Tahiri and Anakin fight. My note here was Spider Hobbit, because I thought about, in the Lord of the Rings Hobbit, where there's those big giant spiders. Well, they fight a big giant spider here, and that was interesting. And that's pretty much all the notes I have for book 2. And we get to Promises, book 3, which is the final book written by Nancy Richardson. Our heroes are going to be going to Tatooine in this book, because it's time for Tahiri to decide if she's going to be a Tusken Raider, or if she's going to move forward with her training to become a Jedi Knight, or Jedi. We learn a lot more about Tahiri in this book. This is kind of like lightsabers for young Jedi Knights, where that was like the Tino Ka book. This is the Tahiri book. I will say, when we had Slivin, which was basically Tahiri's like surrogate father in the Tusken Raider tribe, he recounts the story of what happened to Tahiri's parents, and that entire section of the book I thought was the best writing of these books so far. And then by the end of the book, they race back to Yavin 4 and they free the kids from the Golden Globe, because the author had to fix that up real quick because, well, she wasn't writing the next 3, so she had to finish up her storyline. Then we get on to book 4, Anakin's Quest, written by Rebecca Moesta, which I believe is the same one that co-authors with Kevin J. Anderson in the Young Jedi Knight series, though I could be wrong about that. Anakin wants to go to Dagobah because he keeps having these, unless I'm confusing this with another book, but I think he keeps having these visions of Emperor Palpatine and Darth Vader, and he's like, my name is Anakin, and my dad and my grandpa's name was Anakin, and does that mean I'm destined to be a bad guy? And he knows about the story that Luke Skywalker gave when he was being trained under Yoda, and how he went into a cave where he saw himself and stuff. He had those hallucinations to help figure things out. So he wants to do the same thing, even though Dagobah is a really dangerous place. But they do end up going there. he ends up realizing, look, just because my grandpa's name was Anakin doesn't mean that I'm destined for evil. I make my own choices. I will be who I want to be. I haven't even mentioned a character named Older yet, but he starts here, and he's basically just a kid that's like, yo, I want to be an amazing Jedi. And so he's hanging out with Tahiri and Anakin, but he's one of the most forgettable characters, I think, in this series. So we get to Vader's Fortress, Book 5. So, we have our first contradiction that I have noticed in the EU. There are not many folks, but they're there. Nothing is perfect. It talks about the Lore Seeker as if it's a brand new ship. Tyone, which I also should mention, in these last 3 books, I mean, Tyone's always there, but Tyone gets some love in these books. Because, she was in that short story and she got the biggest amount of love there. And then she's, kind of in the Jedi Academy trilogy. She's just kind of there. We get a little bit more love with her in this series, which I did appreciate. Because she doesn't get enough love, I feel. Unless she has a lot more love in New Jedi Order, but I wouldn't know yet. But as of right now, she doesn't get enough love. But anyway, yeah. She talks about her ship as if it's brand new. And I'm like, Jedi Academy happened years and years and years ago at this point. Like, the kids were still babies at this point. Anakin was, 2 or something like that. So there's no reason why they should say that. It is a contradiction. It's a minor contradiction. People fix it up to, it's a refurbished, fixed up ship. So she talks about it as if it's new. But in reality, it's just a contradiction. They're going on a quest to find Kenobis' blade, because apparently Darth Vader took it with him like big old General Grievous. He wanted to keep his old master's lightsaber, I guess. We learn about this mysterious figure with purple robes and is a Saturday morning cartoon villain. And he goes by the name of Orlok. He is a mage of extreme power. One of the best parts of this book, though, I have to say, it was actually really good. Because it just gives us more insight into Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker. We find out, because we go to this fortress of Vader's, and we find that Darth Vader kept a hollow of Luke. For however long he knew that Luke was his son, he kept a hollow of him, showing that even then, maybe he wasn't that bad. Maybe it wasn't just in that split moment. Maybe he's been conflicted ever since he found out. And I believe this fortress, too, I don't know if it's Jedi Outcast or Jedi Academy, but one of those games, we go to that location, which I thought was really cool. Anyway, on to Book 6, Kenobis' Blade. They head out to Exis Station, because Old Order's like, I'm not learning any Force powers. I've been here for months. I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to go to this crazy dude and have him teach me. Of course, we find out the mage is just a con artist. Nothing he's doing is actually real. It's all illusions and fake. He's nothing but a sham. We learn that Older or whatever, he's just an average Joe. He has the Force is in everyone or whatever, but he's not a Jedi. He's just a normal dude. He has it. I like what Matt Wilkins had to say, because I watched this video, and it's just like, we all watch Star Wars and we're like, oh, we want to be Jedi. But if that was a real universe, not all of us would be. Some of us would be Han Solo, would be a smuggler. Some of us would be a politician. Some of us would be just cargo people. Maybe we're rebels helping in the fight against the Empire. Maybe we're the stormtroopers. Or the Imperial Moffs, or the sergeants and stuff within that. But not everybody's going to be a Jedi. And he is one of those people. I just think that's a pretty cool thing, to just be like, yeah, you know, you should strive to work hard and succeed, but if you're not a good actor and you're striving to be an actor, some people just don't have the talent for it. It's not going to happen. So I thought that was cool. And that is pretty much it. I have nothing else really to talk about. This is probably one of my shorter videos that I've uploaded on, you know, the Star Wars Expanded Universe. Hopefully next time you see me, all the cut. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, sharing episode of time. If you grew up with these books, if you know about these books, let me know what you thought of them in the comment section below. And yeah, I do not think these are by far the best kids books I've ever read. I like the first 6 Young Jedi Knight series a lot more. I'm sure I'll like Jedi Apprentice and Jedi Quest when I get to that in friggin' 5 years from now. But yeah, overall I enjoyed it, especially if you know the future of Star Wars Expanded Universe. If you feel like you wanted more stories with Anakin Solo because of stuff, then this would be where you would get it from. So, you know, gotta cherish all these characters because, you know... Oh, fudge! I'm so sorry. Anyway, that's it for now. See you next time. Bye.